that's a pretty shocking ending.
Right.
Frodo betrays everything.
Right.
He has fallen to the ring, and he puts it on, and you're like, oh no, what a twist!
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
Smeagol comes in like a WWE fighter, launches himself onto Frodo, bites his finger off, and then tumbles into the lava and dies, and
Right.
thus ends Sauron. And
Right.
wow, what a roller coaster in the last
Right.
10 minutes.
Most importantly is the surprise ending twist of, at the end of all of this, right? You have Frodo, who is this character who has persevered through it all, and he has come to the moment of truth where he has the ring over the lava of Mount Doom, and he says,
Mm-hmm.
never mind, I have changed my mind, this now belongs to me. And that just, it takes everything that he's fought for and makes it all for naught. But at the end of the day, it means that the Sauron has won, that he has taken over this, this small creature who could not be conquered, and subdues him to his will, which was the power of the ring all along. It subdues everyone, but no, because Gollum comes in, and this very lust for power and this desire for the ring ends up being its own downfall, because Gollum takes it and then stumbles into the fires of Mount Doom himself. So yeah, it's one of the iconic endings to a movie where it's like this very desire for the ring is the reason that the ring gets destroyed, which is ironic in some ways. It's a twist of fate that no one expects, but it is because of that twist that this destruction occurs and that the evil is overcome. So I love it. I think, and I don't think it's that much different. It's a little different from the book compared to the movies, but overall pretty consistent.
Yeah, my only gripe with it, and I think I wrote
My
this
only
down, is
gripe for every
narratively,
single one of
there's
these
not a
questions. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, you're right. But Frodo gets back up and he attacks Gollum.
Mhm.
And here's the thing, logically, that makes so much sense, because
Mhm.
Frodo's over the edge.
Mhm.
And in every other scene where Gollum or Sam has the ring or suggests taking the ring or anything like that, Frodo is like, I'll fight you. Or actually fights them. But in that moment, for me, narratively, it was like, couldn't we just let him fall? Because then
Just
you
let it be
don't
true to the books.
you don't have nobody's guilty of Gollum's death. Whereas in this one, it's like you could blame Frodo for it. But that's a minor nitpick. But that it's so good, and it's very interesting that you pointed out. I didn't think of this, that Gollum, the very thing that drew Gollum to the ring, the thing that gives the ring so much power over everybody, was its downfall. Its own power was its downfall. I hadn't thought of it like that before. But what I did think of when I was reading it again was the way the book has it. And you can't really do this in the movie. It would be incredibly difficult. I don't even know how you go about doing it. But it's so fun, and it's such a nice ending in some ways, because when Frodo puts on the ring, the audience goes, oh no, that's it. It's all over now. Because we know that once Frodo puts the ring on, Sauron sees him.
Exactly.
He'll take over this little hobbit. That'll be the end of everything. And in the book, you have the narrator goes, and in that moment, Sauron saw his doom. Because he sees Frodo, and he's like, he is in Aradruin. He's in, is it Aradruin? Mount Doom. He's in Mount Doom.
Yeah.
He is there. That's where that thing goes to die.
Yeah.
Crap. And he sends the Nazgul, and he's like, go, 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 go.
Yeah.
And he's got this terror, because this is the end for him if he doesn't get that ring.
Yeah.
And so it's really fun to think about, especially for first time readers or watchers, you see this moment and you're like, oh my gosh, it's all over for them. And Sauron's thinking the same thing. And so I just think that's really fun. And that was a great thing that Tolkien did. So I just think that's fun. And it kind of ties into what you were saying about the ring is its own doom.
Well, especially because what I love about how Tolkien does this is that, like you said, Sauron is his own entity, right? He's this mysterious figure, but
Mhm.
he's never walking around, he's never talking with people, he's never discussing anything. And so anything that you see about who Sauron is or how Sauron as the villain is feeling in this scene, it's all related by his minions and the characters that he controls.
Yep.
And so definitely with the ring wraiths for sure for the Nazgul, you get this sense of his
Mhm.
desperation in this moment where they are coming down to destroy Aragorn and all of their forces, and they book it backwards and they go, "Nope, this is time. There's a new priority right now because if we don't solve this right now,
Yep.
I am a dead man." So yeah, it's very great at like showing the desperation of
Yep.
Sauron. And I will say, as much as we critiqued the eye, the literal eye of Sauron, I do think that it was
Mhm.
what was interesting to me in this watch of the movie is that Sauron, when he's doing the thing we made fun of, the lighthouse
Oh, the light.
shotgun view,
Mhm.
right? Where he's eyeing where Frodo and Sam just were, right? Because he thinks they're there, right? That's going on during Aragorn having his discussion with the mouth of Sauron at the front of the Black Gates. And
Right.
what that showed as a perspective of the audience is that there's this big thing happening right outside the front doorstep of Sauron. But Sauron is so desperate to get the ring, and he thinks he knows where it is, that he's more focused on where he thinks the ring is than the thing right in front of his front door. And I thought
Hmm.
that that was an interesting perspective as an audience to go that Sauron didn't even bat an eye looking at the force in front of his gates because he was so desperate for the ring until the moment where the mouth of Sauron's head is cut off, and then he reprioritizes and says, "Okay, now let's destroy these people because now they're pissing me off." You know. So
Huh.
as much as I don't
That's
like,
interesting.
I agree. I don't like the whole
Mhm.
eye shot thing that much. But in that scene, as much as I kind of thought it was a joke, it was interesting to think about. Like, this is the priority of Sauron. This is what he thinks is most important. And he goes, "Oh, are they there? Are they there?" And he's looking. And that's why when he falls, it's like, oh, we don't know, and it adds that doubt to Sauron's mind. But he's so desperate for the ring this entire time, and that shows this desperation of the Dark Lord.
You see, this is why this is good because for me, I was like, I don't like that. I didn't like
Mhm,
that part of that scene. That didn't
mhm,
make any sense to me.
mhm,
And it's because in my mind, I'm like, well, this is how it happens in the book.
mhm,
But obviously, you have a narrator in the book that's explaining the motives and the understanding of like what's going on with Sauron, or you have a scene where Gandalf is explaining it, or something like that.
right,
And you can't necessarily fit all that stuff into a book. Sorry, all that stuff into a movie.
right.
And so, as much as I don't like the eye and that stuff in that scene, I can see where it would be really useful to kind of convey the general attitude and thought of
Mhm,
a, a bodiless being.
right.
So that's interesting. I hadn't thought about it that way.
Well, it's especially hard because a lot of times in these narratives, in the books, you'll get this dialogue internally in people's minds, or like you said, the narrator explaining things. And as a director, it's very hard to convey that in the same way unless you have this echoey voice just speaking into the speakers of everyone's home as they watch the movie, which is kind of weird to
Right.
do. So it's like, how can you portray the
It's a
same
different type of
idea?
movie.
Yeah, exactly. How do you portray that in the
Yeah.
same way? And I think that as the eye does, this is one case where the eye actually does that well.
Yeah, I don't love it and I would have done it differently, but you've that's it. That's a good point to make. Yeah.